This logo is going to be titled Shift Movement, and it's going to be relating to sports or extreme sports. In this example, I am going to be using a variety of different images. As you can see, I'm trying to just experiment with what would be the right image. I think for this one, I'm going to be going with a skateboarder, so that's what I'm going to look for right now. I think I'm going to go with this one, and I want to focus on the word shift. So I want to focus on the word letter S, and I want to incorporate this with some shapes. So in this particular example, I am just simply going to be using two half circle shapes, and I'm going to be utilizing, I like to call this a block method. Just there's different ways to utilize this. You can use a ruler, you can use blocks. In this case, I'm just utilizing it to be able to space things out and give me some formation on this particular logo. Again, I'm emphasizing here, I am focusing on making the S the focal point of this logo. So for shift, the word shift, this is what I'm going to go to, and I'm really liking the direction this is going. I'm going to position that just like I wanted at a 45-degree angle. And before I continue on, because I would like to do a set for all of this particular logo, I want to decide on the colors, and I'm speeding this process up because this is just a color palette that I'm going to be going with this particular design. So I already have in mind the colors that I want to use. So I'm just utilizing the features for numbering those numbers, those colors, and setting that up the way that I want. And then is going to help me to easily address the colors that I need as I am designing. Now that I have that set up, I'm happy in the direction that I'm going. I'm going to set that yellow, the right yellow. As you can see, I have the color palette ready to go. So I'm going to continue this process. I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to partner this particular icon, which is the representation of the word shift movement. I'm going to go ahead and add the text to this. I do want to point out that in this entire exercise, I'm going to go ahead and just utilize just one font, and that's going to be Northwestern. And as I continue on with the rest of this setup for this logo, I'm going to go ahead and do a variations of different ones, all within the same set, because I know that having multiple functions of a logo helps for the different mediums in the digital world. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and doing the text formation. I'm going to utilize the feature to space things out and then position it in the right size that I need within the center, and then I'm going to be moving on to a different form of this logo, but in a different format. As I'm positioning this, I like to just continue to adjust the spacing just to make sure that I get it right, I get the look that I want, and then center things afterwards. And as I said, I do like to use the block formation. So in a little bit, as I adjust this, I'm going to be using the block to help me center everything up the way that I want, right in the center. And for that, I'm just simply going to be using just a rectangle, coloring it just whatever color really, but in this case I'll just do it white. Measure it exactly to the form that I have in this particular logo to go ahead and space everything in the center. And as you can see, it's a little bit off, so therefore I'm going to go ahead and position everything to be centered the way that I wanted. And there you go. There's a second variation. I want to go ahead and do another variation of this particular logo, and I'm going to continue with the theme shift movement. Again, the emphasis has been the S, but I do want to add and incorporate the same font but with a different shape to continue the theme of shifting things in this particular logo. And I want to emphasize that you could utilize different shapes to really bring together any logo really. But in this case, I know that I want to emphasize on the word shift. So I'm going to be creating two shapes that are very similar, and then I'm going to alter them so that I can create that shift movement. And then I'm going to do something very unique that I ended up learning just recently within Canva on how to carve out particular items within shapes. Now, you'll see that in full action in a little bit, but I do want to point out that this let's just call it this hack or this trick is 80 to 90% of the time it will work flawlessly. So in this case, it worked for us in this particular example. So I'm going to showcase that in just a little bit. But as I continue these shapes, I'm going to alter them to make sure that I create this movement on the word shift, and then I'm going to incorporate the font that I've been using and to utilize just two words on each block and not utilizing the word I, because I want that to be the just the illusion of that split right in the middle. So I'm pretty much getting to a place where I feel pretty comfortable with this. I have the shapes where I want them. I'm going to go ahead and add the text, and again going with the text that we've been utilizing for this logo. Want to make sure that we stay on brand and utilizing the same font. So as I get the right size that I need, I do want to point out that in order for me to make sure that this font was either bold or let's say thicker or heavier, I ended up doing a two fonts on top of each other. I ended up doing an outline right over the same text. You'll see this in a little bit as I continue to adjust the shapes and make sure that I am happy with the direction that's going. So once I have the shapes where I need them, the text where I need them, I'm going to add the words that I need, but I'm also going to make sure that everything's capitalized, and not only capitalized, but like I said earlier, I want to make sure that, and in order for me to make this bold, I want to add an outline to this. I can achieve this by simply duplicating the font and then adding the outline around it. And as you can see, I'm using the effect feature to add the outline, and this is going to help me to make the text even bolder. And there's a reason for that. I want to make sure that this cutout works flawlessly, so I want to make sure that I can have this as bold as possible. And for this to work, like I said, for this to work within Canva, I'm going to go ahead and make the text white and the shapes black, and then the outer part of the entire process just white as well. I'm then gonna download this and then bring it back within into Canva. So after I download it, I bring it back into Canva. I'm going to then use the background effect. As you can see, you'll see it in full action right now. I'm bringing it in. I had two shapes that I was experimenting with, but I ended up going with the one that we're working on, which is these two shapes that are shifted. Once that happened, the background remover did the job, and then I'm going to utilize this for the picture, and you'll see it come in. There you go. And because it's a PNG, the only way to alter the color to this, I need to go ahead and use a duotone effect, and I ended up just doing it that way. So this gives me the opportunity to be able to change the colors even though it's a PNG image. And once I have it where I feel comfortable with, I like the direction that it's going, I'm simply using this block method right now again to simply help me crop this PNG out and will give me the opportunity also to center things within the the image and allow me to add some text as I continue to explore the possibilities of what this is going to look like. So as I continue to adjust the text, I'm going to do those changes right there, move the text in, adjust the spacing as well. I also want to make sure that I make it small enough. This is just adding a simple element, and I'm going to do a right justified on this particular block to help me make the text to the right and then give me the look that I want to for um, this particular set right here. And as you can see, not only am I using the block method, but in this one I am using the guide, the ruler as well to help me guide and place the elements where I need them. And just for fun, I ended up setting this up the way that I wanted, and I ended up just throwing a trademark abbreviation or logo just for fun. This kind of helps make it seem more official per se, and if it's something that I'm going to explore to really brand it at one point, this would just help kind of solidify that as well. And again, that's something that you can search within Canva. You can easily throw it on there, add a little bit extra to your logo. And there we have it. We have a variations. We're up to, like, I believe 3 at this point. I'm going to continue on with this set and go ahead and do 1 or 2 more so that we can complete a full set of what this will look like. And you'll see that completion at the end. So in this particular set right here, I'm going to go ahead and just do a badge per se, utilizing that center S, shifting some things, moving the things that I need, and this will allow me to have a nice looking badge for this particular logo. And as you can see, it doesn't take much to be able to do a variations of a one particular idea and then have that blow up into multiple different variations of one particular logo. I think out of all of them, the badge is one of my favorite ones. And towards the last bit of this examples, I want to be able to have at least a few more variations because why not? It's a lot of fun to be able to have different variations of one particular logo. So as I conclude these last examples, I am going to be doing a rectangle around the word shift movement in partnership with the logo, and then utilizing the line feature, which is just simply utilizing this new feature that has been added to Canva in the last year, and it's been one to allow flexibility within just the adjustments and moving things around. And this will allow me to do this nice little finish that I wanted to do for this particular logo. And this is going to be the last variation of this particular logo. Again, I'm going real fast because it's just just simply shifting the text and allowing some of the shapes to take its form. I'm doing an outline example on this one and doing just a simple outline box, allowing me to do shift movement in company. Adjust everything up, center it up, and in this particular one, just be able to utilize some of the colors within our brand and have it come to life as well. So as you can see, I have 3 on that particular one. In conclusion, I'm going to go ahead and take all the logos and add some color and put them together in one full piece so that you guys can see them all in action as we conclude this tutorial. And as you can see them all in action, I'm going to go ahead and also just tweak a few of them just to make sure that I can utilize all the colors that we've decided to go with this particular project, and make sure that it all comes to life in the conclusion of this logo set made within Canva. And there you have it.